Hi everyone. Today is 19th of October and as we have completed our whole tense, that is our past tense, present tense and future tense, now we are moving to voice change. So to know voice change, first we have to know what is voice. Voice, as I have said, that it mainly depends on tenses. And it is the quality of a verb that indicates whether its subject acts, means whether the subject is acting. When the subject is acting, it can be said active voice. For example, we can say, suppose the thief stole my car. So here the subject is the thief, as we know. So this subject is acting. What is he doing? He is stealing my car. So this sentence is in active voice. Okay? And when the verb is acted upon, then it is called a passive voice. Suppose we take the same example. Then in passive voice we will say that my car has been stolen by the thief. So here the subject is acted upon and so we call this passive voice. Okay? And we will learn this, we will know this all rule wise. But first of all, we need to know the changes in pronouns in both the active and passive voices. When we see that we have I in active voice, when we change it into passive, it becomes me. I changes to me. Now when we have we in active voice, in passive voice it becomes us. We changes to us. And in this way, you remains same as you. He becomes him. She becomes her. It remains as it. They becomes them. First of all, we need to know these changes in pronoun. Otherwise, we will not be able to change the sentences from active to passive or from passive to active. Okay? So now, as we know that in tenses we have four tenses, means in past tense we have 4, in present tense we have 4 and in future tense we have 4. So we will now learn in this way. Okay, let me explain, wait. So now, as we were saying that voice change we will learn in the form of tenses. So in simple present tense, the rule for active voice is subject plus V1 plus object. As we know that simple present tense is subject plus V1 and V1 goes with S or ES sometimes. So our example will be they sell that house. So they here is subject, sell is V1 and that house is our object. So when it comes to passive, it becomes object plus is or are plus V3 form plus by plus subject. So here it was, our object was that house. This comes to the subject. That house becomes our object, comes at first, is, then V3 form is sell and buy, then they becomes them, as we have learned. So here this is our subject. This is our simple present tense. Okay? Now our present continuous tense. Present continuous tense, as we know, subject plus is am are plus V1 plus object. She is doing the homework. This is our example. And when it changes to passive, it becomes object plus is am are plus being plus V3 plus by plus subject. Okay? So our sentence was she is doing the homework. So this was our subject is V1 ing and this was our object. And when we change it into passive voice, the homework becomes our object, comes at first, is, then being, then V3 form, and by, and then she becomes her, our subject. This is our present continuous tense. Okay? And now our present perfect tense. As we know, the rule is subject plus has have plus V3 plus object. So here we have taken example, has she phoned him? Let's say check in the passive what it becomes. In passive it changes into object plus has have plus been. This is very important. As in present continuous tense, this is very important. Here also this is very important. Plus V3 plus by plus object. So our has she phoned him, has remains has, then him becomes, this him becomes he. Then comes our been, then phoned, V3 form, we have used phoned, and by, and she becomes her. Okay? And in present perfect continuous tense there is no change. So today we have seen the rules of voice change for only present tense. Okay? And the past and future are left, which we will continue in our next classes. So today up till this, again we will meet with the next video, with the next class. Thank you everyone.